Welcome to Cooking with LaTrey Sorelli, brought to you by Columbus Vegetable Oils. You're joining the three sisters, the Reenie girls. It's Gracie, it's Joe, and I'm Bibi. And today we are making one of our favorite dishes. I think I say that all the time. We say make a lot. But we're making
say that every time.
Pesto. Yummy pesto.
Yummy pesto.
I love pesto. And you know what? I was reading something online that they said the first time it became popular in this country wasn't that long ago, in the 80s and 90s. They said in the 90s, everybody started making pestos. And that's how long? Not that long ago.
Wow. You know, I like the fact that at this time of the year, there's an abundance of basil. Especially if you grow it at home in your yard, your garden. There's so much basil, and this is a wonderful way to use it because we sure don't want to waste it.
Oh gosh, no.
No, and then what do we do with it? If we make it, you freeze it.
Put it in ice cubes. We put it in ice cubes, and it lasts a long time. And then you just, put it in the tray, freeze the cubes, then take them out when they're frozen, put them in a plastic bag, and then you can even cut one in half. Like if the cubes are really big and you just want to add a little bit to what you're making, cut it in half, use as little or as much as you want.
Well, something I was reading though, they said that if you're going to do that, that you should not add the cheese. That you should add the cheese when you defrost it and then add the cheese. But you
know what though? I do it with the cheese and it's...
We've
done it. I want easy.
Yes,
that's what I want.
Exactly.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're going to get started here.
Okay, here we go.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Now, you can use either the blender or the food processor if you don't have a food processor, right?
Right.
And
I'm a big processor. I like the food processor. I don't like the blender. It seems like
blenders are a little more temperamental sometimes.
Yeah, they always, and they're that's always at the bottom.
Right. Right.
So.
Everything, so you can't get everything you want.
So what are we starting with?
What we're starting with here is 4 cups of fresh basil.
And this is all, by the way, we got this from Joe's yard.
This morning by my lovely little hands.
Right?
Because as you always say, it doesn't seem to hold up if you have it too far in advance.
No, I know it doesn't. It really doesn't.
Oh, and I cannot tell you how good this smells right now. Oh my God.
We love it.
Oh, this leaf is a work of art.
Yes, it is.
Look at that, you guys. Come on.
Lovely.
Oh my God.
Okay, there you go.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right. And we're going to combine the basil with olive oil. And the recipe calls for 1/2 cup, but we have a little extra because sometimes you need to add a little as it's blending, right?
Right. You know, what we'll do is we'll add now, and then at that point when we're checking the consistency, we'll say add a little more. Hey, a little more olive oil never hurts. That's the way I look at it.
Right. Okay, and then we're going to, well, we don't add the pine nuts now.
Oh, yeah.
Do we?
Yeah.
You blend it?
Yeah.
Oh, I always put the pine nuts in when they're kind of whole. But that's okay. You do it however you guys want.
Let's try it this way. It doesn't really matter.
Okay.
It's all going to get smashed up anyway, so what's the difference,
All
right?
right, so we're going to blend it now.
There you go.
Here we go. Oh, look at that.
Beautiful. But look how it shrinks to nothing.
4 cups goes down to what?
Enough for my dinner. What are you guys going to have?
Oh my gosh. It really does shrink, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys put the pine nuts in with it.
Yeah, because I like mine, to be honest, I like mine ground
you like it
down.
ground up.
I don't like them whole in there.
Okay, that's really a good idea.
Because I think
that.
the flavor's better and it disperses more.
Okay,
and
you
Joe,
probably get more of a flavor of it, yes.
Right, and Joe said about toasting, Joe, right?
Well, we toasted these.
We toasted
right,
those.
because anytime you toast a nut, if you're going to use it in a recipe, it always enhances the flavor just a little bit. And you know what you'll notice too is that sometimes there's like a little residue of oil on the top of the nuts, and that's where the flavor comes from. And that's why. That's also why nuts are fattening.
Yeah.
So here you go.
It's a good kind of fat, so it's okay.
We're adding 1/3 cup of toasted pine nuts.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And 2 cloves of garlic.
Okay, now this is so funny. Today, the garlic I'm looking at, one was about the size of a penny, and the other one was the size of, the state of Utah or something.
Right.
Okay.
And
I like that.
Okay, so we're going to do that, and then we're going to...
Are you going to add we're going to add the salt when we add the cheese.
Yeah,
okay.
right.
Okay, let's try this
here
again.
we go.
A little more blending.
And you know what you can do, too? See, this looks like it needs more oil.
Yes,
you can
definitely.
You can take the feed tube off and gradually add the oil.
Right. Exactly. Especially because we still have to add the cheese. Yeah, a little bit more, and then when we add the cheese, we can always do a little bit.
We probably have to scrape the sides a little bit too, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes too, if you're trying to watch the the calories, because this does have an awful lot of fat in it. You can
good fat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, good fat.
Keep saying that.
I'm
skinny. You keep saying that.
Good fat.
Is that you can add either lemon juice or chicken broth or water. Sometimes too, a lot of recipes will say if you're going to put it on pasta, save a ladle of the water from your pasta water.
Oh, to extend it a little
right,
bit.
to thin it down a little
It
bit.
just thins it down and it blends a little bit more.
Okay, that's a
easily.
really good idea.
What was interesting, one of the things when I was reading about this, it said this is a rich but not creamy, which is an interesting combination because usually if things are rich, they taste creamy.
Right.
This doesn't.
Yeah, and I think one of the things too, I think you have a good point about the olive oil, is because it is got a lot of extra calories to it, and you can add a little. I think some of the recipes that I have are light recipes, and they do call for lemon juice in them. The only thing is you want to be careful that you don't overdo the flavor, because lemon juice can make a little bit too strong.
Right.
the
Yeah, it
flavor in there.
overpowers.
Yeah.
It can overpower.
Okay,
And you don't want to change it. This is an authentic recipe, so you want it. If you want classic pesto, this is the way it's got to be.
classic pesto.
All right.
Okay.
Look, and Grace, look how those nuts just disappeared.
Yes.
Yeah, and I like it like that. Like I said, I don't like the
you're going
nuts
to get
whole.
better flavor. I like that idea.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now we've got
now
the
you're going to add the cheese.
And of course, another important point: good grated Italian cheese.
Right.
Do not skimp on your cheese.
So now we're adding a half a teaspoon of salt
Okay.
and some black pepper.
And by the way, Joe, do you use kosher salt in that or regular salt?
Yes, I did.
And we talked about this just recently about kosher and sea
Yes.
salt.
Yes, we
and
did.
we wanted to let you guys know we did check on that, just so you'd be aware of it. And they're basically very similar. It's just that the grind, of course, is different. Of course, sea salt has some minerals in it. If you're using baking, you always want to use regular salt.
Right.
But the kosher salt and sea salt are sort of preferred by a lot of chefs and cooks and that kind of thing, because they their consistency is much better.
Well, I see that you added some black pepper, but
'Cause I like pepper.
But this recipe doesn't call for it.
As I always do, though, I'm famous for just adding a little something.
bit of pepper. I always have to add a little bit
Well,
of
it
pepper.
can't hurt. That's the way I look at it.
No, we
so.
love peppers. So.
Okay, cool. So
All right,
now
anyway,
we're ready to
let's try
Okay.
this and see if we're ready to
See
go
what I
here.
can- and we can-
Okay.
And of course, the consistency is the way you want it. If you want
Just
it
a
to be
little bit more. I think
if you want it to be, thicker, leave out the oil. If you want it to be a little thinner, add a little olive oil. I think that looks perfect, Joe.
It looks very good.
Oh,
It smells good.
Ooh, yeah,
Doesn't it?
baby. Okay, are we ready to stop? Or keep
I
going?
think so.
Okay, here we
All
go.
right, here we go.
We like to smell all of our food, don't we? Because
I
it just
do.
smells so good.
Oh gosh, take a whiff.
Oh, it's
Oh my gosh,
beautiful
it is. It's
too.
very good.
And what a pretty color.
It's
Yes.
awesome. You know what?
Yes.
We've got to show everybody this, you guys. Okay? Let's take this out here and really give
You
them a
go
good
ahead.
view. Can you see that, guys? How beautiful that is?
What a great color.
Oh, man, does that look nice, doesn't it? Wow.
Now, what would you put pesto on? What's the first thing that comes
Well,
to your
for
mind?
me, it's tortellini.
Okay,
which is
what
what
about
we're doing
you?
today.
I would do it on like a real thin pasta.
Oh, like angel hair? You
Like angel
you
hair,
like
yes.
angel
I
hair
like
pasta.
angel hair, yes.
Okay, all right. The first
I
time
don't know
you,
why I
Joe?
couldn't think of that, because I love it.
What about you?
I would put it on tortellini because the first time I ever had it, I was in the Napa Valley, and Ken and I went to this restaurant. Oh my gosh, it was so wonderful, and we had tortellini with pesto, and it became one of our favorite.
One of
Oh,
your
I can
favorites.
understand
It was a
that.
great memory, and it was just a
Oh, sure. Okay. So
Do you
there
know
we
that
go, guys.
wine.
Do you know that my granddaughter Karina loves pesto? And the first time she
There we
asked
go.
me for it, she was very young. She says, that green spaghetti.
Oh,
The
God.
green.
Amazing.
I'm like, okay.
Well, you guys, I don't know about you, but I'm ready
We're
to try
ready to
this.
taste,
Yes,
right?
we are.
I cannot
Yes, we
wait.
are.
And it's one thing we did decide to do tortellini today because it's one of our favorites. But you can use this in many things. Sometimes I even add it to sauce. Like if I made my tomato sauce, then I add like a whole cube of pesto to it.
Okay, that sounds
lots
good.
of times vegetables, I'll add that to there. So you can
You
use
put it on pizza if you're making pizza.
Right. It's
It's,
really something that you can put
It's versatile.
mix in with some chicken. It's just fabulous. So, but Gracie, you're going to pour some wine for
I'm
us
going to
too,
pour
aren't
some
you?
wine for us.
Joe.
What do we have today?
Oh, we have this wine that they call the Soul of Tuscany. Sounds really good,
Oh,
doesn't
God.
it? And there's a couple of schools of thought with tortellini and pesto. Do you serve white or do you serve red? And one of the things I saw, which was kind of interesting, they said you can't do a wimpy white with pesto because it's such a strong
hold up,
flavor.
yeah.
And then they said, you know what? A regional food should go with a regional wine. And what's
Oh,
kind of
I like that.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I go, well,
That
you know
makes
what?
a lot of sense.
Yes, and they said a good
Thank
red
you.
has a medium bodied, which is what this is good with
Okay, well,
pesto.
I
So
want to
let's
put a
try
little
it.
bit. Now, you know what?
Yeah, what do you have there?
I have this new cheese. I had it when Mike and I were away. It's called Grana Padano. And I had it, and I just cannot believe I discovered it at Costco. Costco sells it. So I don't know if you want a little. I'm going to put a little on
Oh,
mine.
I would
Joe,
love
you want
to
a
try
little bit on
some.
yours?
I would love
and I'm
to
going
try
to put
some.
a little fresh ground black pepper because
Okay, here you go, Grace.
you have a little. Joe, do you want any?
Yeah, I'll put some.
What's this cheese called again?
It's you know, I'm going to have to
It's
get the
fun to
exact
say, right?
Grana Padano,
Okay.
Sounds like a girl that you knew in high school.
who is really built. Okay.
I knew her.
You were her.
Oh my.
Oh my God.
Not bad.
Oh.
Wow. I love pesto.
Oh God.
It's the best.
Oh, this is really delicious.
yes, it
Wow.
is.
Oh wow. Yeah, baby.
I can't wait to get at this wine. Cheers.
As Mom always says,
Cooking's a labor of love.
thank you again, and we'll see you again. We're just going to stay here and finish this.
Yes, we are. Let's go out to the garden.
Oh, that sounds good. Right with our plates in the sun, sit, bask in the sun.
Pretend we're
in
in
the
Italy.
Tuscan sun.
Yes.
That's good.
Please click on the link below this video for the recipe we made today. Stand Up to Cancer is the official charity of La Tre Sorelle. Our whole family supports the Stand Up to Cancer organization.